Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. So, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A video. I hit 50,000 subscribers about 3 days ago, and this is when I uploaded this post. Because, a lot of other YouTubers, when they hit milestones like 50,000 people is a lot of people. So when they hit milestones like this, they'll host like a Q&A. So it makes sense for me to host a Q&A. So that's what I'm gonna be doing over here. Once again, thank you guys for 50,000 subscribers. I never really thought this channel would take off like the way it did. And without further ado, let's get into the questions. So there's 600 comments on this. I doubt that I'm going to be able to get every single one of them. So I have them sorted by top comments. So that way I answer the most important questions, the comments that have more upvotes. Those are the questions that actually get answered in this video. So let's get started. So Liam 3 days ago asked, have you ever had a cop clearly target when you weren't doing anything wrong, as if they knew who you were? I mean, that assumes you perform more typical model citizen behavior sometimes, which I'm starting to doubt. LOL. So I'm gonna like this comment and see the replies. Nah, he never sees the same cop twice. He just randomly generates an officer in his renders. These render comments are hilarious. So, yeah, I've actually had a cop target me, I think only once, and that's probably because I was driving a Porsche in a low-income neighborhood, and they're not really used to seeing high-end cars like that in said neighborhood, so, they just pulled me over, grabbed my, license, they grabbed my, registration, and, see if I had insurance on the car, and everything checked out, so they let me go. The next, he says, not a question, but great job on your renders. They're just getting more and more better each time you post. Soon, you might be able to join a decent animation company. YXNB, like I said, the animation comments they're hilarious. Decent animation company, I probably would want to work for, I'm not gonna lie, I probably want to work for, Crytek. Crytek makes some really good games, so definitely would want to, work for them. Random person asked, have you ever gone the speed limit? If not, would you ever consider it? Yeah, I go the speed limit all the time. So, every time it rains or like I'm kind of tired, I'll just go in the right lane, put cruise control on, and go about my day. Christopher Bailey, what was your first car? I love the videos. I just hope you continue to stay lucky in those renders. Wish you well, brother. Like this comment too, Christopher. My first car, believe it or not, was actually a Toyota Corolla. And going on to the second thing you said about, lucky, luck plays a huge factor into, this specific type of activity. So, yeah, thank you for that. Quinn M, do you think your channel is gonna get big to the point where it draws too much attention? Always love the renders, man, best CGI out there, keep whipping that Toyota Yaris. Like I said, man, the Toyota comments are hilarious. So, I do think the channel is gonna get big to the point where, it's like a double-edged sword, the more attention you get, you can also get the wrong type of attention, so it's like a hit or miss with this channel. Sometimes people see the videos, they don't like it, sometimes people love the videos, so I'm just gonna keep it going and just see where it goes. Next question was asked by Leok Speakat. How do you look for cops when you're driving without being paranoid? If you don't, then our radar detector's worth it. I don't really look for cops when I go outside and drive. Believe it or not, I actually don't like cops. So, yeah. Our radar detector's worth it. They're definitely worth it. Especially if you're driving, between state lines. All cops use a KA band, so make sure the radar you use can detect the KA bands really well. The one I use is the Uniden R7, so I know the R8 came out, but the R7 has done me justice, so I would recommend to anyone looking for a radar, get the Uniden R7. Next question, Mati Ackerman. Congrats on 50K, I love your content. Although it seems to be a bit out of your way, would you ever consider doing a high-speed run of the Palisades? I would love to see you set a transcontinental record. Would you ever think about doing one? With your growing fame, will we ever be seeing any new cars? What is the second dream car? So I want this comment too. High-speed run on the Palisades, I'm not sure because, Palisades is, kind of in New Jersey and New York. The thing about the Palisades is that they have a lot of state troopers on it, and I don't like state troopers out there because they are bored and they will chase you to the ends of the earth. So I actually don't want to do a high-speed run. And with your growing fame, will we be seeing any new cars? Maybe. I'm honestly not sure. And what is a second dream car? A dream car for me would probably be the 911 GT3 RS. But you know, it's a very expensive car. I don't have the funds for it. You know, I'm saving up, you know, running the 9 to 5, and, you know, so hopefully maybe one day I'll be able to afford it. And the next question is asked by Hydra. How the hell did you get so good at driving to the point where you can do all these crazy maneuvers you pull in your videos? How long did it take you for you to get to that level of skill? Honestly, hold on, I'm just gonna like this comment too. Honestly, I don't know. I've probably been driving for like this for like a year, and it's just something that comes to me naturally. I don't really know how to explain it. If anything, I would think that in order for someone to drive like this, their brain has to be really good at multitasking, like processing different amounts of information quickly and making an educated decision on what's the best next move, if that makes sense. So the next question is, Mason Hadley, how did you get the NPCs to look so realistic? Really incredible work you do for the animation community. I like this one too. I got them to look realistic because they are real. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you for you know, giving them props for the animation community, man. Alexander Sirovsky, I don't know if I said that right. If I did it, I'm sorry. He said, are your plates on when running from the cops? If so, how have they not identified you yet? Plates are for food. People eat off plates, and that's all I have to say about this question right here. The next question is, distance is darkness. Would love to see you do a cannonball run. You're a very good driver. Thank you. I would love to do a cannonball run, but the thing about that is it takes too much preparation and money, and I just don't have either of those at the moment. Nicholas Coward, that's a funny name, but asked, what kind of gas mileage are you getting on your typical render? Like that too. I'm probably getting like 12 miles per gallon, maybe. At best, I don't know. You know, when the car is naturally aspirated, so I have to really rev it out to get every ounce of horsepower. So yeah, I kind of like get shitty gas mileage. Sunite asked, favorite slow car? My favorite slow car would probably be the Toyota Corolla. Yeah, and what kind of tires do I run? I run the PSD4. Kevin C said, not a question, but I hope you stay safe and wish nothing but success for you. Keep up the great content. Thank you, Kevin. It means a lot to me that, you know, some people actually enjoy watching this and, you know, tell me to keep doing it, so thank you. Samby? Yeah, Samby asked, have you ever gone above the speed limit? Nah, I don't go above the speed limit at all. It's actually impossible for me to go above the speed limit, but, yeah. Chris Chio, I believe, because I'm thinking the one stands for I. But he said, you've come a long way and glad I was able to recognize your editing talent even at 25 subscribers. 25k subscribers. I know you came a long way, but I know you will soon achieve your ultimate goal, working at Universal Studios. You've really inspired me to make CGI, and I'm taking some virtual classes with my mates late at night. Learning curve is steep and time's twisty. Really happy to see you progressing this far and can't wait for all more ultra-realistic CGI. Just make sure the protagonist in your videos doesn't mag. P.S. fellow actor. Oh man, so I'm gonna like this comment because I responded to it, and honestly, the Universal Studios joke it's funny, and you know, I'm inspiring people to do this, and it's like a double-edged sword because I don't really want anyone else to do this because I don't want to be partially held responsible for anything that happens. So, you know, just as a disclaimer, you control your own actions. However, if you are, whatever I say is not going to stop you from doing what you do. So my advice would be to always please wear your seatbelt. Do not skimp out on the seatbelt, and it will save your life. So if anything does happen, and another piece of advice would be please don't drive with your ego. It's okay if you don't make the cut. Especially here in New York City, a lot of people drive with their ego. They think just because they have to fit their car in between like the tiniest of spaces to get an ounce of verification from the community. And honestly, that's not the way to go. Drive for yourself. You don't have to impress anybody. As long as you're having fun in a safe manner, you're fine. So that's probably the only advice I have. The next is algorithmic swerving. He said, "Congrats, my guy. Gotta link up for a duo soon." I don't link up people online, so that's probably not gonna happen, but thank you for, the congratulations on 50,000. Ed Blade X, he asks, is it always fun to run away from cops with high speeds, or does it tend to get boring over time? Honestly, in the beginning, it was, I wouldn't call it fun because I had a lot of adrenaline running through me when I first ran, and it's kind of hard to keep all of that adrenaline at bay. I had to control my breathing and make sure I didn't do anything I wouldn't normally do. So yeah, in the beginning it was fun, but also kind of scary. But as time went on, it doesn't get boring, but you're just not in that adrenaline mode. So it's a lot easier to run away after because you're thinking with more of a clear head. Black Mask asks, do you just cut it up on the highway, or do you ever do back roads and more twisty roads? Not too sure there's much in your area, just wondering, would love to see some Tooge style racing renders. So, honestly, the only back roads we have is probably the Jackie Robinson Parkway over here, and unfortunately, that's the shitty part about New York City. I would love to do back roads, and I love running the Jackie because it is the only twisty road here in New York City. If I wanted to, go on the Hutchinson Parkway, that's also twisty, but kind of have to travel up for that, and that's kind of annoying. So, yeah. Jay Snow asks, would you ever come with no hezzy? And second, if you ever come around CT on I-95 Bridgeport, New Haven area? I don't come around CT. I never cut up with no hezzy. Angle Machiavelli, he asks, have you ever thought about doing a cannibal run, and legitimately would you consider going on VinWiki with voice modulator and mask scores? P.S. Love you mad fam. Love you mad man. My bad. So, yeah, I think about doing a cannonball run all the time, but it's just, the money and the preparation. I just don't have either of those right now. And I would love to go on VidWiki. Ed Bullion, I watch him all the time. I love the content that they put out, and I love watching the videos too. So, I don't think they would ever ask me to hop on VidWiki just because this is kind of not really kind of their style, but hey, this is how everyone drives in New York City, and this is just the culture over here. So hopefully maybe one day I could be on VinWiki. If not, it's perfectly fine, to each their own. Gozen asked, how was the first time you had the balls to outrun the cops? The first time, like I said, it was just I used to pull over in the beginning, and the tickets used to stack up. So and I would have to get a lawyer for the ticket, and it would be like $500 just to fight it, because here in New York City, the way it works is it's either you're guilty or you're not guilty in the 5 boroughs. There's no in between. You can't plead to a lesser charge. So that's why when you get a lawyer, it's expensive in the 5 boroughs, and I just got tired of paying $500 every time I have to pull over. And oftentimes I would get pulled over for doing the speed limit like everyone else. Well, not really the speed limit. It's just if traffic was moving at, let's say if the speed limit is 50 miles an hour, and traffic is moving 70, I would go 70, and I would strictly get pulled over just because my car stands out, and then the cop would give me a ticket, and I just got tired of that. So I just one day I just didn't want to get a ticket, and that's what it promoted me to run. So yeah, I'm just gonna the comment, and yeah, it was adrenaline filled, and it was fun / not fun because I had to control the breathing and all that, but The next question, E asked, how do you keep the police from showing up at your doorstep after you run? Do you run plates or have fake plates that don't come back to you? Like I said earlier, plates are for food. You eat off plates. David, Bio, please drop more merch. Excellent renders, by the way, stunning content. I will drop more, hopefully in the future. I mean, it's kind of like if I get an idea and I think it would look good on a t-shirt, I'll make it. So thank you for the comment on the renders. Thank you. So the Shaft 8 asks, what software do you use for your renders? Seems like you've been upgrading tech people to great work. I use Premiere Pro, so yeah, that's what I use to edit. This video I'm gonna edit in Premiere Pro too. So XLust asks, hey man, I love your content. The amount of skills it takes to maneuver the way you do is completely insane. Do you have any tips for people like me who are just starting to learn how to drive? Also, keep up your amazing work. Don't let them catch you. Thank you. Any tips? Like I said, please wear your seatbelt and just, if you can multitask, you're probably going to be able to, drive like this. I don't really have any tips. I mean, no one teaches you this. If you really want to learn how to drive, go on a track and get a track instructor. And there's a lot of things you can learn from the track, especially about racing lines, just overall on how to control your car if it ever skids, if it, if anything sketchy ever happens, you have that wheel time on a closed track. So that's what I would recommend. Do you recommend? Weezer asks, do you recommend any other 3D animation software besides Blender? MMD renders would be an interesting sight. Nah, Blender is the wave. So yeah, just use Blender. Garrett, said probably already asked, but too lazy to read every single comment. Honestly, same. I'm too lazy to. Well, I'm not lazy. I can go through this whole day, but the sheer amount of comments, 600 comments, this video is gonna be crazy long, so I want to keep it short. Question, what was the turning point where you realized there was money and business in doing these videos? Was the intention right away to get views and money, or did you start this channel as more of a joke to share your runs? I'm just curious when the tables turned, haha. Huge respect for monetizing such a great area, niche, respect the content and the hustle you put into your business. I like this. Thank you for, respecting the content and the hustle. So, I started off on Instagram in New York City. Like I said, everyone drives like this in New York City, and I was just one of those people that uploaded their videos to Instagram. And eventually, more and more people started watching my Instagram videos, and I realized that I can't really, monetize anything on Instagram, so I moved over to YouTube. And once I moved over to YouTube and applied for the partner program and everything, I thought I was going to make money, but actually, it's kind of like a gray area, like said, because I get what's called the yellow dollar sign. So most of my videos has limited ads on it, so I actually don't make a lot of money from YouTube just because the advertisers are really looking to monetize content like mine. So the videos make almost zero to like maybe like a couple $100 like here and there, but honestly it's nothing too crazy. And that's partially why the reason why I started the clothing brand. So the clothing brand is simply here. So if you guys wanna, purchase a t-shirt or purchase a hoodie, the link is in the description. Just hop on the website and, if you want to support, you can support there. So YouTube doesn't really make me a lot of money as per se, but yeah. So that's honestly how I turned it into a business, because if I'm gonna be outside doing this and people are willing to watch, I might as well make some money from it. Might as well, help pay for gas and stuff like that instead of grinding out the 9 to 5. So the next question is, I'll probably answer this one. Do you think you will ever get crashed or get caught eventually? Honestly, yeah. I do think I'll crash or get caught. Hopefully I don't want to do either or. But especially when you're doing stuff like this, since luck does play a big factor into it, I always try to stay as safe as possible. But either of those things can happen, so I do accept that that's a reality. But I'm just gonna keep going and try to be as safe as possible about it, and whatever happens after. Forrest asked, does your radar detector detect most cops, including when they're driving? I'm highly considering getting one. I keep seeing undercover cars around Massachusetts. Yeah, I mean, the radar detector only detects, radio frequencies, and cops usually use, KA, so if they have their radar on emitting KA, then obviously the radar is going to pick it up and it's going to warn you. I recommend you use the unit in R7. It's really good. It has not let me down. So yeah, I would say it detects most cops, but only if they're running radar. So, like, comment. Thank you for this question. Sky Eat Spaceship, what dash cam do you use? Awesome renders, impeccable detail. I used the black view dash cam. So yeah. Alright, the FBI asked, what is your current address? Please include city, state, and zip code. Just asking for a friend. I'm gonna post a picture of my driver's license right now. And yeah, you can find me through there. Thank you. Octavarium asked, how's the reliability? I'm seriously considering getting a 981 Corolla TR. The reliability is actually really, really good. So it doesn't give me any problems the way, as hard as I drive it and redline the car, it does not get too many problems. Just gotta keep up regular maintenance and that's it. Slasher asked, what have you done to your Cayman and what trim is it? Cayman S or GTS? Know any good shops to work on a car for things like coilovers, exhaust, and other stuff? I do know a couple of good shops, but I don't want to give them out because, people might try to find my car at said shops. My Cayman is actually the base model because I don't have any money, so I couldn't afford the S. So I have a base model Cayman. I do have mods done to it. I have a Soul Performance exhaust. I am on coilovers. I'm on KW V3s now, and I got an IPD plenum on the car, and I believe it's the GT4 throttle body or the GT3 throttle body. I'm not sure. I'll just throw it up on the screen, and yeah, these are the parts I put on the car, and yeah, BMC high performance air filters, and that's about it, really. Power wise, and I do have a tune on the car from Softronic, so yeah, that's what I did to the car. Trento asked, what do you do for a living that you were able to afford a 981? It's my dream car. I'll be graduating from college in a year. I'm going to be completely honest, I got lucky with the car. During 2020, I used to trade stocks. I used to buy risky call options, and I would be selling credit spreads. So the two stocks that made me be able to afford it was the Nvidia and Tesla. They blew up during 2020, and luckily for me, I just withdrew like 40 grand, and during 2020 car prices were dirt cheap, so I was able to pick up the 981 for like $40,000. So yeah, that's how I got the car, and everything after was just grind out the 9 to 5 and pay for the maintenance, and that's about it. H-Town DCT asked, if you can't talk about it for privacy reasons, I understand, but what's your occupation and what do you do? I work in finance, and I can't really get any deeper than that. So yeah, if you're, I answered it earlier. Stocks made me rich. Not really stocks, but risky options. And I was able to afford the car like that. Tekka Dawn asks, why do you drive like you need validation so bad? Who hurt you? Honestly, this is really funny when people think that I make the videos for validation. The videos are here just for fun. Like, everyone drives like this in New York City, and the only difference between everyone and me is I'm actually taking the time to pull the footage from the dash cam and just upload it to YouTube. It's really not that deep. Alright, so I tried my best to answer all of the questions. There are a lot of questions, so I'm probably gonna... all the questions I answered in the video, I liked it to separate, that I did answer the question on a video. So everything else, I'm just gonna, as time goes on, I'm just gonna hop on this post and just, answer them like that. But thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope I answered the questions. If not, you guys can comment under this video on a question that you did not get answered, and if it's worth answering, I'll try to answer it the best way possible without revealing any personal information. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and see you guys soon.